Hello everyone. Welcome back to Neffy Cat. We're really glad that you can join us today and that we can join you today because our area just had a 6.2 at 12:10 today. When you see this is going to be you're going to be seeing this on the 21st, but today is December the 20th. So before I go into today's video, I'll give a quick story here that when my family had first moved here, it was this time of the year, the day after Christmas of 1992, that we had moved here, and we had the same size of earthquake. I literally saw my Christmas tree that year jump back, fall down and jump back up on its own accord. And I've always remembered that for all of these years. Well, today was a very interesting day. This little guy jumped right up into my arms. And I'm kind of portraying all of this off of the ocean. You see a lot of ocean theme here because today's earthquake happened off of our ocean, 32 miles south and west of us. Okay, but in today's video, I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to talk about the things that you can do when life brings earthquakes into your life. When you go through an earthquake, whether it's an actual earthquake like today, or whether it is something like a financial crisis, maybe the stock market has crashed, or maybe it's some type of other natural disaster and you're having to think about survival. Here are some things that you can do. Well, one of the first things is obvious, but I'm going to reiterate it here for those of you who may not be familiar with disasters and emergencies, is to have a plan of action already set beforehand. Make sure that you have several days of supplies. In our area, they'll tell us at least 3 days of supplies. I have more than that. I have several months worth of supplies, just in case. And somebody's tail is very impatient here. Yes. Do you think another earthquake is coming or something? He's definitely been acting strange. Some of you who've been survivors of natural disasters all will notice, I've heard people talk about how their little pets will behave differently right before the earthquake or the event happens. And he has definitely been that way. He has been an absolute little squirrel since last night. Yes, he has. Another thing that's also seems very obvious but is so important is to not panic. Yeah, this is a character that I draw. I draw a series that's called Zen Sharks. And this is one of my characters. This is Sharkly, and he specializes in panicking. So we don't want to behave like Sharkly. Even this crab from the Pacific Crab and Lobster Federation in my comic is scared right now. But that panic in real life is your worst enemy. If you panic, you may not think straight, and you'll do things that could actually get you hurt further. So in a real earthquake, of course, you think through things. You go under the table or under a doorway. You also act on safety. So you think in an emergency, when you feel an emergency, don't let yourself panic. Let yourself think, what must I do to be safe at this moment? What must I do? And that'll help guide you. Somebody is restless. Yes. You think simple, clear, immediate solutions to whatever you need to do to be safe and to whatever you need to do to solve the situation so that you won't get buried. I'll see if I can get to it there in the earthquake or in the issue that's going on, even if it's something like a forest fire, because that's also something that happens in our area. We can have some pretty mean forest fires sometimes. Okay. So think simple, clear, immediate solutions. Breathe and pause. When you feel like you're going to panic, breathe, stop yourself, and pause so that you can think of what you need to do. If you take control of your emotions right away, you take control of those emotions, you can be okay. And more likely than not, you're going to be able to think of something that'll help you survive and that'll help you get through the situation in one piece. I like to say strategize forward. That's a technique that I use. This can really help when you're in a medical emergency too, but you do this same type of thing in a medical emergency that we're talking about here. But you strategize forward. Instead of being panicky, you think, okay, I've got to do this step, this step, this step, and this step to survive now. And you follow them. As you keep yourself on purpose calm and clear-minded, even just from breathing and pausing, calming yourself down, keeping your mind clear, strategizing forward, you can take action, any action that you need to survive. This little guy today jumped right up in my arms when it started to shake. Yeah, just like he is right now with the wind. Instead of panicking, he jumped up into my arms just like right now. It's a perfect symbol. Yeah, see, you can come down and you're safe, sweetheart. You're safe. Then, yeah, you survive the situation and then you handle the next steps that you need to do one at a time. Don't let yourself be overwhelmed by the totality of what you feel like you need to do. Keep it simple and take one step forward at a time so that it can help. You can get through it that way. After you've gotten through and survived, follow up on the plans that you made before the situation that happened. Example, like if you have a specific location you had prior agreed to meet your family at, go back to that situation, go to the location, or people specifically you're going to call or, get in touch with, email, text, or, if you're needing to help out in the community, help out in the community. But first follow up on those plans. Make sure your survival stuff that you need, like water, food, first aid kits, other emergency things and supplies that you may need, make sure that those are still in order and that you have instant access to them. And then after, I'm going to say during too, but I like to say keep appreciation close at hand. This little one here is with me today. He's not injured. He came right up into my arms, and I appreciate that he is safe and that he is well today. He did well through the earthquake by coming up into his mommy's arms. Appreciate all that you can, even when you have had bad things happen. Still look to everything that is still good and that you can count on as something to be grateful for. And then when you get through the situation and you have survived, give yourself credit for that. And then work on healing your emotions and moving forward. A lot of times for me, I tell myself that I can panic afterwards. I say I can have all the upset emotions. I can even be upset for several months if I want. After the situation has calmed itself down, then I can think about what to do and how to heal those. But do make sure that you do take that time to work on yourself and to heal them, because you're going to feel traumatized. Even today, I have been feeling very on the edge, nervous and so forth, rightfully so, as have people in my area, and him too. Yes, that little tail that's calm right now was very, very restless earlier. Yes. But do work on yourself, work on your emotions, and work on strategy so that you can move forward. And I want to include this with the stock market because we talk a lot about financial education and success in our videos right now. When you have an earthquake, even in the stock market, don't panic. You may be able to average down. You may be able to dollar cost average in. Don't panic sell. Now, if you have had prior plans and have, exit strategies already in place, such as a stop loss, it'll do that automatically for you. Your program, your brokerage, say Webull, that I like a lot, will do that for you. And once you have set your stop loss, and then, once again, there's no need to panic. Well, I really appreciate all of you today. Thank you all for enjoying this video with us today. If you like the content of our videos, don't forget to take those paws and hit that like button. That way others can see his video too. It helps the algorithm. Don't forget that you can hit the subscribe button so that you can get all of Neffy Cat videos. And you can get the notification bell as well so that you're notified when they are on, once we have posted them. Thank you all so very much for your time today. And I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video.